Well, good morning, Trucker Todd here, and time for another video. As you know, I mentioned in the previous video, we did a 6-month review of my Dart Transit 2019 Kenworth T680. Now it's time for the 6-month review of Dart Transit themselves. Now, it's hard to believe that it's been that long. It seems like just 3 or 4 weeks ago that I was coming back. As you know, you guys, I left them in 2014, and then I came back in September of 2020. And so we're going to be able to do a few things that maybe some other videos couldn't do. I'm going to be able to tell you how things have changed from then till now. I'm going to be able to give you my take on how things currently stand, even in the midst of a pandemic, and how I see them looking going forward. So, this one's probably still, even with all that stuff crammed in there, going to be a really quick video, so y'all stay with me. Here we go.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down, flying by these road signs with home on my mind. These wheels turning round for my family and for my kids, for this life I wanna live. And this is why I do this.
Okay, let's start with the housekeeping things. Make sure and give this video a thumbs up. Share this video on your social media platforms. Also, if you have not done so, look down in the description below. There's a lot of great information there. My Instagram's there. My email is there. My Facebook is there. Join me on all those sites. On the Facebook and Instagram, we put content that we do not put on the YouTube channel. My wife takes pictures of neat places. Sometimes if I see something funny, I'll put it on there. You don't want to miss those things, so make sure you join me in those places as well. Also, there's a link there. If you want to apply at Dart Transit after seeing this review, there's a link there where you can apply. There's also the number for recruiting. All I ask is if you call recruiting, give them my driver number. Tell them you've been watching Trucker Todd. That driver number is 58180. And then let me know that you've sent them a message and how it's going, when you're going to orientation, what kind of truck you're picking, things like that. Satisfy my curiosity. All right, folks. So, as I stated in the intro, it's been 6 months. What do I think? You know, it's kind of funny because when I tell people my honest opinion, nobody believes me. It's been great. I couldn't be happier. The truck's been great. The company's been great. One of the biggest things I've noticed that's changed from 2014 to now is their desire to want to problem solve with you. And what I mean by that is, whatever your beef is, if you feel like something's not right, they don't want you to quit. They want you to call them, talk to them, and they want to find a solution. Now, does that mean that every time you're going to always get exactly what you want? No. I've had a few minor things that I haven't got everything I want. But everything else has been great. The money's better than what they've told me. Everything's been better than what they told me. Now, maybe I just had a really good recruiter, or maybe it's that way across the board. I tend to think it's pretty much that way across the board, and here's why. There's another guy that works at Dart that I watch on YouTube named Road Scholar, and he puts out videos similar to mine. I think right now he's at Iowa 80 showing that truck stop, but he does some really good videos. If y'all haven't seen him, check him out. And he's the same way. He figured out that last year, after home time, everything across the board, time in the shop, everything, he was averaging almost $1,700 a week. Now, before some of you guys go, oh, I'll make more than that. Yeah, but he's figuring in his home time and everything. Are you doing that as well? And he says in his videos that he realizes there's places where he could make a little more, but that he's really happy where he's at. And I think that's the key. You know, making $20 a week somewhere else doesn't mean anything if you're miserable at the end of the week. If you can find a place where you can take care of your family, be happy. This guy says he's going to retire in 5 years, and he's seems organized and well thought out, and I think he'll achieve his goal of retiring in 5 years. And that's really what it's about, is achieving your goals and getting where you want to be in life. Now, some things you need to be aware of if you come to work at Dart Transit. One, they pay after, well, if this is for lease purchase. Now, company drivers, that's a different deal. I don't know if they pay every week or every 2 weeks. If you're interested in the company driver side, either email me and I'll get you the details, or contact a recruiter. Still give them my driver number, 58180, and tell them you're interested in going the company road. But lease purchase, you guys get paid every day or after you finish every trip. And so it's common for me to get 3 to 4 direct deposits a week. And so that's a nice benefit. One thing it does is it makes it easier to audit your settlements, make sure that your pay is correct. You're not waiting 2 weeks and trying to remember what you did last Thursday or anything like that. Also, if there's a mistake, it's easier to get it fixed because it's fresh on everybody's mind. Also, should you and the company part ways for whatever reason, personal problems at home, the company and you bump heads for some reason, they're not holding 2 or 3 weeks of your pay like some companies do. And so it's easier to settle up at the end. You just work out the escrows and things like that, and everybody goes their separate ways. So I think the payroll is a big advantage here that a lot of people don't consider when they're looking for a trucking company. Another thing you need to think about, the safety department here. Now, you've heard me say in other videos that this safety department is different from other safety departments in that they're not out to get you. There's companies out there that their whole goal of the safety department is to try to find a reason to cut you loose. That doesn't appear to be the goal of the safety department here. They do want you to run safe, they do want you to run legal, but they're more likely to coach you or try to talk to you if there's a problem. Now, why are they like that? They have a great CSA score. You're going to get a lot of green lights going by scales. But with that, it's going to come at a cost. They're going to expect you to pre-trip your truck and have your equipment in good order. They're going to expect your trailer to be in good condition. They're going to expect you to log legally. Things like that. They're going to expect you to not text and drive. They're going to expect you to wear your seatbelt. Things like that. And so what it's going to mean is you're going to get a lot less hassle from the DOT, because they're focused on safety and they're wanting to hire guys that are focused on safety. Dispatch, great to work with as long as you can communicate. And what do I mean by that? Good ETA times. What time are you going to deliver your load? Good PTA times. What time are you going to be ready for your next load? You got to communicate those things. When you're going home, how long you're planning to stay there, so that they can get you booked up and ready for your next load. And so I have a great relationship with my fleet manager. I don't think we've ever had a crossword or ever had to raise our voices to each other. It's usually a real jovial conversation with a lot of laughing and things like that. And so that's what I kind of hope for you guys, that you'll get in here and find what you're looking for and just succeed and be happy. Now, other things to consider. A minute ago I mentioned company driver positions. There is a ton of dedicated opportunities, things like that, available to you here, depending on where you live, what you want to do, things like that. They have everything you can imagine here. But what should that mean for you? Well, a lot of guys think if they don't get everything on day one, they're not interested. And you know, it may be when you come on, there's not an opening in the division or the dedicated run you want. But in 6 weeks, in a couple of months, there might be. So what do I suggest you do? Come in here, hit the ground running, show that you can deliver on time, be dependable, things like that. Communicate with your fleet manager. Hey, if this ever comes up, I'd really like to do this. Or if you do a run you really like, if you pick up a load somewhere, drop and hook, and you really like it, say, hey, I really enjoyed doing that last run. Do we have anything dedicated like that where I could do this more frequently? Or could you put in the computer that I enjoy doing this run so that it pulls it up for me more often? Things like that. They may say, go fly a kite. They may say, sure, no problem. But just be communicating what you're looking for, what your needs are. One thing I like that they do here is before they even hire you, they ask you about your bills, your income expectations, things like that. And they'll tell you, hey, you can do that, but you've got to run this many miles a week. Or they'll say, no, there's no way you're going to make that. And so you can know going into it what you're walking into. Now, you're still going to have to manage your money. You're still going to have to manage your expenses, things like that. But I've found that they actually undershoot it a little bit. You can actually do better than what they say. And the way you do that, they figure everything on 7 miles a gallon. So the secret to that is to be above 7 miles a gallon. I shared in the previous video, my truck gets a little over 8 miles a gallon most of the time. Here lately I've had to idle a lot because of the places I've been. It does have the auto start stop, but when it's super cold or super hot, it still cranks more, so you're still idling some. So I'm still in the mid to high 7s even at the increased idling. And so because of that, I do a little better than their estimates because my fuel economy is better than what their estimates are. Now, some other things I've noticed that have changed since I came back, they've improved the terminals a lot. The driver's lounges are much, much nicer than they were in years past. Also, before, when I was here, the CEO was one of the Orens, which is the founding family of the company. He was a great guy. I never got to meet him personally. This new guy that they've got, I'm not, you know, I don't like to do names in my videos, but the current CEO is extremely driver focused. I've been told that he started as a driver in his early career. I don't know if that's true. That's what I've been told. But whether he has or hasn't, he seems to have a real heart for the driver, a real understanding for the driver, and seems to be very driver focused. I've seen numerous emails where he's like, hey, we got to make sure our drivers are happy. Are they getting the miles they want? Are they getting home when they need to? Emails that I don't even know that I was supposed to see, but I've seen emails like that. And so I know it's real important to him. I've had office staff comment that the CEO is very focused on driver happiness, driver retention, and they hate it when somebody quits and they don't know why they quit. So if you don't get nothing else out of this video, when you come to DART, if you ever have an issue, communicate. Or not even DART, if you're at another company, try communication first. You'll be surprised. Now, don't go in there hot-headed and saying you're going to beat somebody up and calling them bad words. Go in there calmly like a professional. Talk to them. Tell them what your issues are. And see if you can work out a compromise. Understand that you're not going to always get every single thing you want. But maybe there's a compromise in the middle or something you've never thought of that when calmer heads prevail, that something will come up for you. And so that's something I really want to encourage you guys to do. But as I said, I know it's hard to believe, and I told my dispatcher a while back, I said, you know, it'd be a lot easier to make videos if we had some issues. I said, I'm not asking for any issues. I'm glad things are great. But I said, it's really hard to make videos when everything is going so good. And I told her, I said, I know the shoe's going to drop at some point. I know my truck's going to break down. Something like that. But even when it does, by now I've got over $3,000 in my maintenance account. So I've still got some factory warranty left. So whatever happens, I'm each day getting in a better spot to deal with it. And so things have been really great, and I expect them to get better. You know, since the 90s when I started, I've heard people say, these companies, if they would just focus on the driver, if they would just treat the driver right. Well, here's a company that's doing it. And so I think they're going to benefit from it. There was a coach in high school that used to say, if you do the right thing long enough, you'll get results. If you do the wrong thing long enough, you'll get caught. And it's really true in this situation. They're doing most things right, and I think because of that, they're going to reap a lot of success in the future. I know they're getting a lot of recognition from the shippers that they haul freight for on-time deliveries and things like that. And so what that's going to mean to them is they're going to be awarded more freight contracts in the future. And so that's why I get on here and beat the drum and try to get you guys to come over here. You know, Dart doesn't pay me anything for the YouTube videos themselves. I do get a little bit when you guys give them my referral number, but it's all about, you know, when you see a company doing the right thing, you just want to stand behind them and support them. So this video, once again, went a little longer than I had planned on it going, but I hope that you got some information you could use. I'm sure when you do these one-take videos, you forget to say some things you want to say. So I'm sure I didn't mention everything I wanted to say. So feel free to leave me a comment below or shoot me an email, and I'll try to answer your additional questions as quick as I can. All right, y'all have a great day. We'll see you on Friday. We're going to talk taxes, so y'all get ready. And then on Monday, I'm going to talk to you about my trainer that I had back in 1996. Hadn't talked to him in, well, 25 years, and I found him, and I'll tell you how that went and what was said and things like that. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.